So are you seeing that the divisibility process is becoming simpler for every number? Now let's look at the divisibility by 5. Now this is pretty simple. A number is divisible by 5 if the number has 0 or 5 in its ones place. Now ones place is the same as the units place. So here it's quite simple. You consider any number. Let's say we consider this number 595. So which number is there at the units place? It is 5. So therefore this number will be divisible by 5. Let's say we have a number like this 1090000. So this number has 0 in its units place. Therefore this number is also divisible by 5. Now let us talk about a number like this 1090002. Do you think it will be divisible by 5? It has 2 in its units place. So this number will not be divisible by 5. So only if the number has 0 or 5 in its ones place, only in that case the number will be divisible by 5. Now let us also try to see how it works. What is that magic because of which, or what is that reason because of which we focus only at the units place digit. Now let us quickly look at the multiples of 5. So how the multiples of 5 would look like? It would be something like this: 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15, 5 fours are 20, 5 fives are 25, and so on. So when you look at these multiples, what do you observe? Very carefully you would observe that all the multiples of 5 have either 5 or 0 in its units place, and that is why this rule has been placed. Now any number which is going to be divisible by 5 is going to be a multiple of 5, and it has been observed that all multiples of 5 have either 5 or 0 in their unit places. So that's why we have this rule in place. So quickly look at these numbers 2, 4, 5, 6. Will it be divisible by 5? Definitely not, because it doesn't have a 0 or 5 in its units place. This number, yes, it will be divisible because there is a 0 in the units place. This one again not, because 1 is at the units. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com for free quality divisibility by 6. So how do you know if a number is divisible by 6 or not? So here the rule is such that a number is divisible by 6 if the number is divisible by 2 and 3 both. So basically we do not have a separate rule for divisibility by 6. If it is divisible by 2, that means basically if the number is an even number, and if it is divisible by 3, that is the sum of the digits should be a multiple of 3. So if both these criteria are satisfied, in that case we can say that the number is divisible by 6. So let us quickly take an example. So let us take this number 198. So how do we know it is divisible by 6? So for that, first we have to check if it is divisible by 2. Now as per the rule, we know that if a number has 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8 in its units place, which is there, then that number is divisible by 2. So we can say that this number is divisible by 2 and it is an even number. What about divisibility by 3? So to check the divisibility by 3, we need to find the sum of the digits, and the sum of the digits comes out to be 18. This is 1 plus 9 plus 8. So the sum of the digits is 18. And 18 is divisible by 3. 18 is a multiple of 3 because 3 into 6 is equal to 18. Therefore, we can say that this number is also divisible by 3. Now, since 198 is divisible by 2 and it is also divisible by 3, therefore, we can say that this number is divisible by 6. Now, if we come across a number which is divisible by 2 but not divisible by 3, in that case, it will not be divisible by 6. Similarly, if you come across a number which is divisible by 3 but which is not divisible by 2, then also the number will not be divisible by 6. So if you want, you can verify this divisibility with real actual division. So let us quickly check it. So we will divide 198 by 6. So this is 6 3s are 18 and then 6 3s are 18 again. So you see it exactly divides. 198 is exactly divisible by 6. Now, the most obvious question in your mind is how it works. So let us try to understand how it works. Now 6 can be written as 2 into 3. That is, 2 is a factor of 6, 3 is also a factor of 6. Now, in order to understand this, we will have to write the multiples of 2 and multiples of 3 both. So let us write the multiples of 2 here and multiples of 3 here on this side. So what are the multiples of 2? It would be 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 2 3 is a 6, 2 fours are 8, 2 fives are 10, 2 sixes are 12, 2 sevens are 14, 2 eights are 16, 2 nines are 18, and so on. Similarly, if you start writing multiples of 3, it would be something like 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 threes are 9, and then 12, then 15, then 18, then 21, and so on. So this is how you will be able to see the multiples of 2 and 3. Now if you try to compare the multiples of 2 and 3, you see that there are certain common multiples, like there are certain multiples which are both common to 2 and 3. For example, 6. 6 is the first common multiple between 2 and 3. The next common multiple is 12. The next common multiple is 18, and so on. And what are these 6, 12, 18? These common multiples are nothing but multiples of 6. So when you actually look at the multiples of 6, what do you see? It is something like this. 6 ones are 6, 6 twos are 12, 6 threes are 18, and so on. So basically the common multiples of 2 and 3 are the multiples of 6. So that means a number which is divisible by 2 and also divisible by 3. That means that number is a multiple of 2 as well as a multiple of 3. So a number which is a multiple of 2 and a multiple of 3 is definitely going to be a multiple of 6. So that's the simple logic which has been applied in this case. So let us again check if these numbers are divisible by 6 or not. So the first number that we have is 2, 4, 5, 6. So if you check its divisibility by 2, then this is divisible by 2 because at the units place we have 6. Now when you check its divisibility by 3, you need to sum the digits, that is 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, which comes out to be 17. Now if you are not sure if 17 is divisible by 3 or not, then again sum the digits. So you get 8, and 8 is not divisible by 3. And therefore this number will not be divisible by 6. Let's look at the next number. It is 10512760. So again here at the units place we have 0. Therefore this number is divisible by 2. To check the divisibility by 3, we will sum the digits, that is 1 plus 0 plus 5 plus 1 plus 2 plus 7 plus 6 plus 0. So this sum comes out to be 22. Again, if you are not sure if 22 is divisible by 3 or not, again sum them up, so you get 4, and 4 again is not divisible by 3. Therefore the number is divisible by 2 but not by 3. Therefore overall this number is not divisible by 6. Let's look at 131000001. So here at the units place we have 1. So it is not divisible by 2. Now since it is anyways not divisible by 2, there is no point checking its divisibility by 3, because we know since it is not divisible by 2, this number will be not divisible by 6. Thank you. Please visit divisibility by 7. So the rule for divisibility by 7 states that a number is divisible by 7 if the difference between twice the last digit and the number formed by rest of the digits is either 0 or multiple of 7. Now this is not as simple as was the case for 2, 3 or 6. This is little complicated but not very complicated as well. Let's take one example to understand this. Let us suppose we take the example of a number 291. So what we need to do in this case is, we will have to find out the difference between twice the last digit. So which is the last digit? The digit at its units place, that is the last digit. So basically when we say last digit, I am talking about the digit at the units place or ones place. So twice this digit, so that is basically 2 into 1. And the number formed by rest of the digits. What is the rest of the digits? The number that is formed by rest of the digit is 29. So you have to find the difference between these two. So 29 minus 2 into 1. So twice the last digit and the remaining number. So that these two numbers difference need to be found out. So what is the difference in this case? It is 27. Now this difference, if it is either 0 or a multiple of 7, only in that case the number will be divisible by 7. Now quickly write down the multiples of 7 in one corner. So the multiples of 7 would be something like this. 7 ones are 7, 7 twos are 14, 7 threes are 21, 7 fours are 28, 7 fives are 35, 7 sixes are 42, and so on. So this is how the multiples would look like. So 27 is not a multiple of 7. Therefore, the number 291 is not divisible by 7. So let us look at other examples. Let us suppose you have a number 3521. So in this case, how would you check for divisibility by 7? First, consider the last digit. Multiply it by 2, subtract it from the remaining number, that is 352. So basically it is 350. Now do you know if 350 is divisible by 7 or not? Because 350 is also a big number. So it is difficult to tell if it is a multiple of 7 or not. So what we do, we repeat the same process. So which is the last digit? 0. Multiply it by 2 and then subtract it from rest of the number, that is from 35. So 35 minus 0. So this is equal to 35. Now can you tell if 35 is divisible by 7? Yes, it is. Therefore this number is divisible by 7. So this is how we can decide whether a number is divisible by 7 or not. Now here also, this was little complicated, that we have to find out, we have to subtract twice the last digit from the remaining number. So why such a complicated system is in place? So you might be curious to know how this rule works. Why have we made this as a rule for divisibility by 7? Now, in order to explain this, I will again take the same example of 3521. Now, if we expand this number, how would I expand this number? As usual, units, tens, hundreds and thousands. So this will be expanded as 3 into 1000 plus 5 into 100 plus 2 into 10 plus 1 into 1. This is how we will expand the numbers. Now this number can be very well written as, if you look at it, all these terms except the units place, all other terms are multiples of 10. Tens place, 100, 1000, 10,000, lakh, all of them would be multiple of 10. So we can write it as 10 into 300 plus 50 plus 2 plus 1. So we can write it in this form. So basically we have written the number. The number has been written in the form 10x plus y. That is 10 into this entire part, which is considered as x, plus y. What is y? Y is the last digit. That is the digit at the units place. So this number has been written in the form of 10x plus y. Now what we have to prove? We have to find out if 10x plus y is divisible by 7 or not. Right? So how can we handle this 10x part more smartly, in a smarter way? Now, if we say that 10x plus y is divisible by 7, it is as good as saying that 10x plus y minus 21y is divisible by 7. Now this doesn't mean that I am saying that 10x plus y is equal to 10x plus y minus 21y. I am not saying that. I am saying that if I say that 10x plus y is divisible by 7, saying this and saying this is the same. Why? Because 21 is a multiple of 7. So 21y, this term is divisible by 7. So if I say that this term is divisible by 7, if I say that 10x plus y is divisible by 7, then I can also say that 10x plus y minus 21y is also divisible by 7, because I have just added an additional term which is already divisible by 7. So students, please understand this, that when I am writing in this way, I am only writing it as a trick so that I can arrive at a conclusion to prove that why are we doing these twice the last digit and then finding out the difference. So why are we doing that? So to arrive at that point, I am just assuming this, that let us say that we say that this number, which is in the form of 10x plus y, is divisible by 7. So if I say this, it is same as saying 10x plus y minus 21y is divisible by 7, because in the first sentence we assumed that this part is divisible by 7, and the new part that we have introduced that part in such a way that it is a multiple of 7. So we can say that this entire thing is divisible by 7. Now is there any better way in which we can write this? So this can be written as 10x minus 20y, because minus 21y plus y will give us minus 20y. So this can be written as 10 into x minus 2y. Right? So basically now our challenge is to decide if this part is this part divisible by 7? Now what exactly is this part? This part is basically the difference between x and 2 times y. And what was y? Y was nothing but the digit in the units place, that is the last digit. So twice the last digit subtracted from x, where x was the remaining number. You see, 300 plus 50 plus 2, that is 352. So 352 was the remaining number. So basically what are we trying to see is, what we need to check is if the difference between the remaining number and twice the last digit is divisible by 7 or not. So that is how this entire concept of divisibility by 7 works. So let us try to put the same logic to some other number. Let us say the other number which we had considered, that is 291. So 291 can be written as 2 into 100 plus 9 into 10 plus 1. So this can be written as 10 into 20 plus 9 plus 1. So here what is x? X is this. And what is y? Y is this. So what we have to check? We have to check if x minus 2y is divisible by 7 or not. So x is 29 minus 2y, that is 2 into 1. So 29 minus 2 into 1. In fact, that is what we had done in the previous slide to find out if 291 is divisible by 7 or not. So this is how divisibility by 7 works. Now at your level, you might not have studied about divisibility by 7 in your textbooks. That's because it is slightly more difficult as compared to other numbers. But still I have included it, otherwise you would have been curious that why divisibility by 7 is missing. So that is why I have included it. Please pay more attention to it, then you will be able to understand this. So let us quickly look at these numbers and check if they are divisible by 7. 2, 4, 5, 6. So rest of the numbers except the last digit, that is 245 minus twice the last digit, that is 2 into 6. So this would be equal to 233. But this is also a big number to decide whether it is divisible by 7 or not. So we will repeat the process. So except the last number, the entire number is 23 minus 2 times the last digit, that is 2 into 3. So this is equal to 23 minus 6, which is 17. Now is 17 divisible by 7? No. So the number is not divisible by 7. Let us look at the next number. It is 10512760. So here let us perform the first step. So let's see how many steps we have to perform. So initially we will consider the entire number except the last digit. 10512760 minus 2 into 0. So that is basically 0. So this will be 10512760. So we do not know if this is divisible by 7 or not. So we repeat the process. What do? We consider the entire number except the last digit and then subtract 2 times the last digit. So 2 into 6, that would be 12. So once we subtract 12 from this, we get 105115. Again, we are not sure if this would be divisible by 7 or not. So we repeat the process. 105115. Not 5, we will leave the last digit, minus 2 into 5, which is 10. So this gives us 10501. So you see, gradually the number is reducing and finally we will reach at a number looking at which we will be able to tell if that is divisible by 7 or not. So here we get 1048. Now again another step where we do 104 minus 2 times 8, that is 16. So this gives 88. Now can you tell if 88 is divisible by 7 or not? Is 88 a multiple of 7? No. Therefore this number is also not divisible by 7. In a similar way, 131001, this can also be checked in this fashion. In the first step, 13100 minus 2 into 1. So this would give 13098. Looking at this, we can't decide anything. So we will repeat the process. 1309 minus 2 into 8. And this would give 1293. This is still a big number. So we will again repeat the process. It would be 129 minus 2 into 3. That is 129 minus 6, which would be 123. Now if we repeat this process one more time, then we will be able to reach at a smaller number. So we get it as 6. Now is 6 divisible by 7? No, it is not divisible by 7. Therefore this number as a whole is also not divisible by 7. So in this fashion we can decide if a number is divisible by 7 or not.